What's an everyday item that has a hidden feature most people don't know about? If you get an email in Outlook and you don't want to deal with it right then but also don't want to forget it altogether, right-click or select the three dots on the email and select Snooze. Pick when you want the message to reappear, later that day, the next morning, etc., and it will be delivered at the top of your inbox at that time. Rubbing alcohol kills bugs within seconds. Pour it into a spray bottle and go on a killing spree in a well-ventilated area. Most vegetable peelers have a metal ring on the side. It's to dig out black spots from potatoes. The stapler built into the work printer is the best stapler in the office. If your stack of documents can fit in the slot at all, it'll staple. On CD players, when you hold rewind, you can go into negative seconds on an applicable track. Some albums use the negative seconds on a CD to put an in-between opening to a song so that when you skip to the song, you also skip the opening. More interesting is an example like Reliant K's M album. If you hold rewind on the very first track long enough and let go, you will hear the album's hidden track, which is also the album's title track at that. It's mostly an instrumental with humming, but it's good and interesting and sadly a great novel way of hiding hidden tracks that quickly is disappearing with the mass move to digital. Edit. Just wanted to thank you all for showing me so many other albums that did this. It's crazy how many of them did, yet I only really knew about a few. Like even knowing about this little secret didn't make it something I regularly checked for simply because of how obscure and rare I already knew it to be. You can set custom keyboard shortcuts. I use @ to paste my email and to paste my address. It's really useful. Many libraries in the US have portable Wi-Fi hotspots and laptops that you can check out for a month at a time. Pressing enter before swiping your debit/credit card at the gas station will take you to the prepaid screen so you can enter the amount manually you want to put. Edit. I guess it only works in US or non-prepaid stations. Edit #2, insert/tap, I forgot that swiping isn't a thing anymore. Most people hold walking sticks wrong and get like 5% of the support you could get. The handle is supposed to face forward, like with crutches, it keeps the weight distribution correct and in line with your shoulder. Running shoes have an extra hole so you can lace them more securely. Called a heel lock. https://www.gearpatrol.com/fitness/6964223/extra-lace-i Every time I dig into the settings of my phone, Samsung Galaxy, I find a bunch of features that aren't default on but are actually useful. Like when taking a selfie, rather than awkwardly trying to hit the shutter button, you can just show the camera your palm and it starts a photo countdown. A lot of people forget that most of our smartphones have compasses built in them. Average people sometimes overestimate how hard it is to diagnose a lot of check engine lights in anything with OBD2, modern cars, onboard diagnostic too. Your car literally has an OBD2 port in a, relatively, convenient location. You plug in an OBD2 reader, pull the code, Google /code/ plus car name plus year. Then you can check out the rough cost to repair it. Roku makes a smartphone app that has a remote function, complete with a keyboard so you don't have to arrow to each letter and type ridiculously slow. And if you have multiple Rokus in your house, it will know the difference between all of them, and you can select which one you want to control. I believe it's over Wi-Fi, not the regular frequency the remotes use. Bungee cord. For anyone that's ever been in or may ever be in a wheelchair, I learned to use bungee cord to continue the task of grocery shopping independently. Grocery basket. Step 1. Place grocery basket atop feet or lap. Step 2. Hook one end of bungee cord to the frame of your wheelchair. Pull bungee cord tightly across or around basket, depending on whether on your feet or in your lap, and hook other end of bungee cord to other side of your wheelchair frame. Shopping cart. Step 1. Hook one end of bungee cord to frame of your wheelchair. Step 2. Snake/feed bungee cord through slits of shopping cart, i.e. in the vicinity of where toddler/baby feet would hang if you had an infant or toddler in the cart. Step 3. Hook other end of bungee cord to other side of your wheelchair. Step 4. Optional, hook your feet under the cart, i.e. where you might ordinarily put a case of milk or water or drinks. Use feet/knees to steer cart so you can still push yourself in your wheelchair. Voila! You're welcome. Smiling face with smiling eyes. If you have the old school stoves with heating coils on top, the entire top can be lifted up like a car's hood to clean underneath. On a smartphone, if you are typing and hold down the spacebar button, you can then scroll left and right to move the cursor on the text. Most smartphones have a lockout sequence of button presses that disables your biometrics in the phone. This forces the user to type in the password to unlock it. Handy tip: if you are ever pulled over or arrested, as the courts have ruled that it takes a warrant to force you to unlock your phone via password. Gas station pumps, next to the screen, the second button down on the right usually mutes the annoying TV. Some mechanical eyeliner pencils have a sharpener on the end. Looks like a little cap. Dude, did you know that most staplers have a built-in staple remover on the bottom? Mind blown. My VW automatically switches the vent to recirculate when I shift to reverse. This minimizes the intake of exhaust gases when backing up. On Galaxy phones, when you take a screenshot, there's a square with down arrows that will automatically extend the screenshot to get more in the picture. Excel has bazillions of codes that almost no one knows how to use. Most pocket knives that copy the Swiss Army knife model have an awl. This is used the same as a needle, but for sewing together leather pieces. Makes a good leather punch if you lost weight and need some new belt notches. There are tabs on the sides of aluminum foil, saran wrap, parchment paper, etc. you press in that holds the roll in the container. Rubbing alcohol can clean the inside of your car windshield. Ever notice how the inside is kind of smeary? It's from off gases from the plastic from the dashboard. Just put some alcohol on a paper towel, wipe the glass well, and then get a clean paper towel or microfiber, spray glass cleaner, dry all, and you will have the shiniest window. A lot of people don't understand the broil function of an oven. The reason the door can be left propped open several inches is for use with the broiler. It's the flame or heating element coming from the top. The door props open because the heat should spill out as you are cooking with radiant heat rather than convection like with baking/roasting, and can be used for all sorts of things. As a simple example, you can seriously impress your friends with a killer plate of nachos when they come over to watch the game, and they are easy as hell to make. On modern pin pads to open garage doors from the outside, if the door is open already, you can close the door by just pressing enter. There's no need to enter the pin number to close it. Whistles are built into the zippers of a lot of outdoor equipment, like backpacks and jackets. Some tubes of medicine have a pointy thing on the cap that allows you to pierce the tamper-resistant packaging. Measuring tapes. The metal clip at the end moves 1/8 to account for the thickness of the end clip in both the push and pull motions. The hole at the end is for placing on the edge of a nail to get measurements from odd spots. The red numbers are all 16 apart to help you measure standard stud bay distances. The little black diamonds are every 19 and 3/16, so you can evenly mark and break down a standard 8 sheet of stock into 5 equal parts. If you need to get a quick half of a hole measurement, lock the tape at the hole measurement, and fold the end of the tape to touch the body of the tape. Your half mark is right there at the inside bend. Can also be used for lazy subtraction or addition of measurements. Windows 10's clipboard can be turned on to remember a ton of things you've copied. It's the Windows plus V combination. Smartphones have a small, low-powered speaker that can be held up to your ear so that only you will be able to hear your phone conversation, instead of everyone around you having to listen to your speaker phone. The bottle opener in your car also works as a buckle for the seat belt that it's attached to. The top rack in most dishwashers adjusts up and down so you can fit taller things in the top rack. There are little clips on the sides of the rack that you use to adjust it. Go take a peek at your dishwasher eyes. Many toasters have a bagel button. https://bestbuy_images/image2/best-by_us/images/product/6421/642029_sd.jpg. It causes there to be heat on only one side, since the outside of the bagel is already cooked. There's probably also an icon that shows you the orientation. This leaves you with a bagel that has a crispy surface but soft underside. Hair dryers can double as derinkless when you're too lazy to iron your clothes. YouTube has no ads if you retype the video or playlist link in browser with a dash. YouTube. Honda CR-Vs from the early 2000s have a secret picnic table under the floor in the back, laughing face.